Welcome to Resource PNG. In this episode, we feature moves to mechanize the alluvial industry in Papua New Guinea. A recent alluvial mining convention and trade show, facilitated by Mineral Resource Authority, brought together small-scale miners throughout Papua New Guinea, as well as international investors, to Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. It was the third such trade show intended to introduce and educate alluvial mining communities to utilize machines and emerging technologies as opposed to the traditional methods of mining. All this aimed at allowing an increase in production for small-scale miners. It was during this event that MRA also revealed the value of alluvial gold exported between the years 2008 to 2015, a whopping 365 million kina. Resource PNG's Mount Hagen correspondent Vasinata Yama travelled to Goroka to be a part of the 2016 Alluvial Mining Convention and Trade Show.
Alluvial mining refers to the extraction of unconsolidated rock materials. You may find these in and around many gold, medium to large mining operations. Alluvial mining is also referred to as non-mechanized mining. It is considered as a cheap entry to mining and is exploited by anyone. In Papua New Guinea, most alluvial miners are landowners or leaseholders who partner or joint venture with gold exporters to sell and buy gold. Many use the traditional method of penning gold on dishes to extract gold ore and then use mercury to separate gold nugget from the sand and mud.
That means they use their hands. Mothers are working 8 hours, even 12 hours a day. And they're using rudimentary tools like sluice boxes, pen dishes. That's intensive. They don't actually get much at the end of the day. So what we are trying to do is to mechanize the alluvial sector, and that means trying to introduce appropriate technology that's one step up from where they are right now.
There are two types of leases given by MRA in PNG. The first, the alluvial mining lease, given to landowners or registered land groups for up to a maximum of 5 years. The second, a mining lease, given to any citizen or company for a period of up to 20 years. Under the country's regulatory system, mechanization can be achieved through joint ventures arrangements called tribute arrangements. Small-scale miners will only require a mining lease because they will undertake mechanized operations.
Because they don't understand the arrangements, they don't understand the legal requirements. All they're thinking is, yeah, I'm the leaseholder and I'm getting something for it. But they find out that whatever they get is not exactly sufficient.
Mechanization of alluvial mining was introduced by MRA to allow leaseholders to comply with the rules and regulations of the Mining Lease Act. Not only that, but the biggest reason in introducing mechanized mining is to introduce appropriate technologies and equipment in the alluvial sector to enable mass production. While MRA has encouraged joint venture arrangements, it has noted that this aspect of the sector is not progressing and appears to be struggling. Most times, joint ventures involving overseas partners do not understand how to work cooperatively within the PNG environment. Many prefer to work outside the regulations, creating situations where landowners are manipulated unfairly. Therefore, MRA is encouraging landowners to liaise with them to fully understand the regulatory responsibilities.
From the benefit side of the use of mechanized mining, it's normally increasing the production for the alluvial mining. And on the safety side of it, with the machines, involvement of the machines, it has more risk also involved in it.
MRA have seen a disappointing failure of joint venture projects within the first 2 years or less. Examples of such failures currently exist in Waubulolo, Misima and Alatau in Milimbe Province, Maprik and Tamo in East Sepik Province, and Ningaram and Kompiam in Enga Province. Aviga Impex Limited is a buyer, refiner and exporter of precious metals such as gold. Despite having been in PNG for 1 year, they already have huge plans to bring the alluvial sector in PNG to a whole new level.
What we have observed in that our field, that miners around here are not getting what they deserve. Because the people, the doing same business like ours, they are cheating here for so long time. So we are here to help you people. Our main responsibility is corporate and social. So we need your support. We started our business here. So we are thinking to put a A-class refinery here so that we can provide better support to your people. Also, we have so many partners around the world so that we can provide you best services, best prices. Whenever we got the good support, we will do the export to that country.
Joseph Tomerop, a small-scale miner from Enga Province, spoke to Resource PNG about the value and the benefit of having mechanization in the alluvial sector.
I think the introduction of mechanization is the best thing that has ever happened to our smallholders. And with the downsizing of leases to less than or about 50 hectares or something, that has really helped, and that promoted me and my group to put in an application because our land is beside Koyakam mining lease which is being carried out at the moment, and I have got them to do a licensing because we think mining with mechanism would make it profitable for us. And that is the best thing that MRA has done for the country, where you cut out the big investors, these little alluvial.
You're watching Resource PNG. We'll be back with more after these messages. Welcome back to Resource PNG. We continue our look at the recent 3rd Alluvial Mining Convention and Trade Show. In this segment, Vasinatayama takes a look at how geology can be used by the alluvial mining sector, small-scale miners, to identify or define initial resources in the area. As part of MRA's regional mapping program, geology has been utilized to identify potential gold deposits at Kokoda in Northern Province. MRA has also assisted alluvial miners by providing a small-scale mining training center at Waubulolo in Morbe Province. Courses offered will assist leaseholders or small-scale miners to be competent within the industry.
Mechanization refers to utilizing new technology to increase production. In June this year, the geological team from the Mineral Resource Authority conducted a geological mapping exercise within the Kokoda area. A village called Kamundi was first identified as potential gold area. When the team visited the site and carried out tests, it was confirmed that there were actual gold deposits in this part of Northern Province.
We carried out 100K mapping within the Kokoda 100K sheet area. So we identified areas where we will go in and check the geology as well as mineral occurrence. And we identified potential gold areas where we will also go in and map out the gold anomalies there. So this particular area was one of our targets that we identified during our mapping. So In June of this year, my team went into the field and we did some work around that area. We were able to confirm, because this area was only identified as a potential site, gold site, but when my team was on the ground, we managed to confirm that there was actually gold in that area.
From the results that they collected from this mapping exercise, the MRA was able to identify further traces of gold deposits upstream of Yoda Valley, also within the Kokoda area.
During the mapping investigation of that particular area, we did some grid sampling of about 400 by 700 meter. That's within a 800 square meters, and that's when we identified that out of the 135 sampling sites, we managed to get gold from 90 holes, or 90 sampling sites contained gold. So that shows an indication that there was good potential of gold in that area. So we took the samples back, and the samples are now awaiting dispatch at the lab to be dispatched to the lab. But from this initial survey, we've again integrated, from the results that we came up from this mapping, we integrated further the geology and all these other data sets again, and from there we were able to again further define some good anomalous zones within that area.
The key to ensuring mechanized alluvial mining to be successful is by confirming the metal deposits within a certain area. To assist alluvial miners to understand this concept, the Small-Scale Mining Training Center in WOW offers training to alluvial miners.
We teach them on mining laws. There are 3 laws that cover the mining industries in general. That's Mining Act, Mining Safety Act, and the Environment Act. We also teach them on occupational health and safety, basic geology, mining and processing, business, economics of small-scale mining, environment management, gender equality, also child labor and HIV/AIDS. Those are our curriculum that we teach in this.
As part of their training, alluvial miners are also introduced to the importance of conducting a geological survey to assist in identifying initial resources in the areas.
Absolutely. So they have to, in order for them to do other levels, they have to do level 1 first, and then level 2, that's where the selection is done, before they advance to the higher course, that's in level 3. And then in level 4, it's all about planning and management, on how they can manage their own alluvial mining.
But mechanized technology will take time. According to Joseph Tomarop, a small-scale miner from Enga province, there will continue to be hardships faced by alluvial miners in the near future. However, there is hope that through mechanized alluvial mining, the working environment and production levels of small-scale miners can improve.
Alluvial panning has been going on, but people have just got it like daily food, like going to a garden, getting that 1 or 2 grams for the day and then sell, and they eat that, and that's their food, like garden food. But with this mechanical alluvial mining, we think it will be a great business for the country, and it will help the country with the cash flow when actual export comes into play, because we'll be selling more quantity. It's like they said we've done 350 million last year, but with mechanism, I think we can double that easily. And as I said yesterday, at the coffee industry, 90% are smallholders, and they keep this coffee industry going. And with gold or alluvial mining could come to about 80%, and that would really prompt this country, and every support is needed by smallholders to go into this mechanism idea.
Don't go away. After the break, we take a look at what has been making headlines within the resource sector in Resource News. Welcome back. Time now to take a look at what has been making headlines in the resource sector.
Prime Minister O'Neill arrived at the Hilton Hotel this morning with other members of Parliament and senior government officials to attend a flagship biennial conference of the PNG Chamber of Mines and Petroleum. The conference showcases the industry in PNG to the international finance and investment sectors. Amidst a challenging global economic environment, Prime Minister O'Neill assured that the government is doing what it can to maintain good governance at all levels.
I'm certain that you have done your homework and you know that the fundamentals of our economy is still very strong. Inflation is manageable, government debt is within our legal limits, in fact, much better than many countries around the world. And of course, the availability of foreign currency is continuing to improve as export revenues improve.
President of the PNG Chamber of Mines and Petroleum, Goroka Aupi, said there has never been a more challenging time than the present. However, he said there is some hope.
The situation remains equally challenging, but with some rays of hope. This hope is seen in some gradual recovery in commodity prices since our last conference. I think you will agree in such times our efforts must be on converting these growth opportunities.
With over 230-plus member companies of the Chamber from 16 countries in attendance, the theme of delivering on growth opportunities is expected to raise the level of confidence to investors. Mr. Aupi expressed concerns over the drastic decline in mineral exploration, especially in the grassroots exploration sector. He said exploration takes a long time, and when its activities are constrained or reduced, it sets off a string of events that can threaten the sustainability of the mining sector.
A decline in exploration impacts many rural Papua New Guineans through the loss of direct employment, a lot of business for small businesses, owners and suppliers that provide goods and services to support these exploration projects.
Mr. Aupi said the commodity price market is cyclical and it will take some time before any major rebound in prices is seen.
We have to seriously ensure that this downward trend does not continue while we have little or no control over the global commodity price market.
Mr. Aupi said the mining and petroleum sector needs investment-friendly policies. In the meantime, Prime Minister O'Neill said what is needed from the sector is its continued confidence in the PNG economy.
There is an obvious absence of a local coal mining industry in the country. However, this may soon change. Mineral explorer Mayor Resources believes coal has a bright future in the country and could help to alleviate power shortages if the resources are tapped into and developed. However, there have been lively debates against the development of this particular fossil fuel, especially concerning environmental concerns. Industry expert Peter McCabe spoke this morning about the advantages and the disadvantages about coal.
The actual mining of the coal, and I think it's very important that that be done in an environmentally friendly way. And if it's done well, an area can be mined and then restoration of the land can be done and it looks exactly the same as before the mining. Second part is the burning of the coal, where there can be a lot of bad emissions of sulfur oxides and nitrous oxides and particles to the atmosphere. So again, there needs to be strong regulation about those emissions.
With Papua New Guinea's power system stretched as it is, demand already exceeds supply, and the underdevelopment of power generation presents the country with a unique chance to build up the system in an efficient and cost-effective way.
We need all forms of electricity generation to be successful. And I suggest we need to focus on options that can be scaled as demand increases, like the planned power plant in Port Moresby.
Experts believe that geothermal energy has the potential to answer some of these energy demands. Geothermal energy is the heat from the Earth's core and, simply put, is clean and sustainable. According to the Geothermal Energy Association, PNG's geothermal potential is estimated to be at 21.9 terawatt hours, which is enough to meet all our electricity needs well into the future. Industry expert Peter McCabe had this to say about the energy source.
It is an active tectonic area in terms of the mountains being built there. There's volcanoes. Yes. So just on a global perspective, that would make it a favourable area for geothermal.
Mining Minister Baron Chen gave his presentation this morning on the growth opportunities in the mineral sector. He said Papua New Guinea continues to amaze the world with its ability to uncover world-class prospects.
The number of world-class operating mines and advanced projects in Papua New Guinea will undoubtedly attract investors and open up new business opportunities, both locally for the country as a whole, but especially in the mining provinces.
He said two major projects, the Frida River project in West Sepik and the Wafi Golpu project in Morobe province, are among the largest undeveloped copper deposits in the world.
And as Minister responsible for mining, I'd like to assure you that the government and the Prime Minister, Mr. Peter O'Neill, stands ready to facilitate your interests in the resource sector.
With the current growth profile, Minister Chen projects that the mineral exports will contribute just over 9 billion kina for 2016. He said provinces like East and West Sepik and even Morobe can benefit immensely from such major resource projects. He advised these provinces to begin planning now in order to make the most out of growth opportunities.
The last 12 months have been a busy period for the developer of the Papua LNG project, Total PNG. According to Total Managing Director Philippe Blanchard, the company has drilled Antelope 6 beginning of 2016 and is currently drilling Antelope 7. Antelope 7 should be the last appraisal well located to the west of the field and required to finalize the assessment of elk antelope resources.
And we have also started now, but that will be the main core of the activities in 2017, the different surveys that are required to be able to quantify exactly how we are going to build and what we are going to build on the field, and also use all this information to build our impact assessment. The impact assessment, you need the baselines, what the project will do, so that you build the offsets and you mitigate your impact.
Sure.
So 16 has really been the year of putting things in place, and in 17 we will perform most of the big surveys.
He added that several field surveys have begun, required to perform the environmental and social impact assessments. Production for the project is expected to begin in 2022 and 2023. However, the company's plans may hit a few speed bumps, with Gulf Governor Havila Kavo coming out strongly against these developments, addressing his concerns to both the developer Total and the state.
When PNG LNG pipeline was laid 400 kilometers, I posed a threat on marine ecosystem destructions. Today, my people are not catching any more lobsters and crayfish as they used to do 2 years ago. In that, the studies concluded that they quantitated and they quantified the value of damages before the laying of the pipeline, construction phase of the pipeline, and after the laying of the pipeline. State and the developers' EIS report did not do that kind of reporting.
In response, Minister for Petroleum Nixon Duban has stated that while he respects Kavo's and the Gulf people's concerns, he also urged them to keep project economics in mind, as the project will bring much needed development to the Gulf province.
I respect the view expressed by the governor. He's entitled to his view. But again, we must always reflect on project economics. And where you have a developer like Total, let's say, taking an option to invest in Papua New Guinea and a European company, let's allow them to exercise their commercial decision without too much interference, and let them make the decision, and we'll allow project economics to dictate.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Resource PNG. A special thank you to our correspondent, Vasinata Yama, as well as Mineral Resource Authority for bringing us updates from the 3rd Alluvial Mining Convention and Trade Show. As always, if you'd like to get in touch with us on anything regarding the resource sector, please email us on the address now showing on your screen. To view this episode online, log on to the EMTV website, where you will find a link to the Resource PNG page. For all the latest updates on the resource sector in the country, check out our Facebook page. Until the next time, bye for now.